Namaskar, good afternoon, and welcome to this weekly briefing. I have one announcement to make on the visit of the US Secretary of State, Michael Pompeo, to India, on which our External Affairs Minister has already tweeted. The US Secretary of State, Michael Pompeo, will visit India on 25th to 27th June. This will be the first high-level engagement with the US after the elections in India. During his visit, he will hold talks with the External Affairs Minister, and he will also call on other dignitaries in the government of India. Secretary Pompeo's visit will provide an opportunity, an important opportunity, for both sides to explore ways to further strengthen the India-US strategic partnership and continue the high-level engagement on matters of mutual interest, including bilateral, regional, and global issues. So this was the announcement. I now open the floor to questions. I think it will be better if I take in all the questions on the visit itself at the beginning, maybe US related, and then we can move on. Parikshit.
Sir, this morning there was a report in Reuters about the fact that the US government has conveyed to India its intention to cap H-1B visas at about 10 to 15% as a counter to India's data localization norms. Has anything been communicated officially? And also, US has sent out a strong message to Indian companies towards supplying their American products to Huawei. Any position, any development on that front?
Any related question to this or पीछे?
सर मैं लक्ष्मण CNBC आवाज़ से जो परीक्षित ने जो सवाल पूछा उससे जुड़ा हुआ सवाल ये है कि उसी रिपोर्ट में ये कहा गया है कि US के अधिकारियों ने भारत के अधिकारियों को इस बात की जानकारी भी दी है कि हम H-1B वीज़ा पर कैप लगाने की तैयारी कर रहे हैं आपके डेटा लोकलाइजेशन के प्रस्ताव के खिलाफ।
सवाल वही है, आपने हिंदी में पूछा जी। और कौन था इधर? रंजीत जी आप।
US has reiterated its suggestion to India not to go ahead with this S-400 missile deal with Russia. So what is your position on this issue now?
जी उस पीछे, just पीछे।
ये सर US ने जो वीज़ा कैप के लिए बोला उसके बाद IT मिनिस्ट्री ने क्या उन्हें ये कहा है कि हम फेसबुक और ट्वीट अपना व्हाट्सएप को इंडिया में बंद कर देंगे अगर वीज़ा पे कैप लगाया जाता है।
और कोई इससे जुड़ा हुआ सवाल विजिट से? चलिए हाँ उधर पीछे।
रवि जी, ये जो अभी आपने कहा कि स्टेट विजिट होने वाली है US सेक्रेटरी ऑफ स्टेट माइकल पोम्पेओ आने वाले हैं, तो क्या ये मुद्दा एजेंडे में होगा? क्या इस बात पर डिस्कशन होगा? प्लीज़।
See, there are questions in Hindi and English. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll start with English and then perhaps touch upon some of the questions in Hindi. The first point is, of course, we are looking forward to the visit. As I said, that this is the first high-level engagement between India and the US since the election. And also, perhaps this is the first incoming high-level visit from any country. So that is one, I think, and we look upon this visit as an opportunity to discuss all the issues which will be on the table. But for me to speculate on the issues to be discussed, I think it would be unfair. And to also speculate on the outcome perhaps would be more difficult. But I can tell you that after the meeting is over, I think we will come up with some details. There is a possibility of a press statement by the two foreign ministers on the day of the talks. So I think you will get a sense about the discussion which has taken place between the two leaders. I can share with you that most of the issues under the bilateral framework will be discussed. There will also be some discussion on the regional and global issues of mutual interest. A lot of issues came up. I think it is important to understand, and especially in a relationship which is as diverse, as deep as we have with the United States, that there will be certain issues, which will be on the table at all point of time. We should look at this relationship from the overall perspective. The overall direction of the relationship, it remains very positive. And I'm sure some of you might have heard the speech by Secretary of State Pompeo at the India Ideas Summit, where he articulated the strength of this relationship. And there are a few points which I thought I'll highlight. The first is, despite all the talk about trade issues which we are hearing now, the bilateral trade has almost touched 150 billion. And there has been a growth every year in the last few years, number one. Since 2001, there has been a 7-fold increase. There have been 500 US companies operating in India. The contribution of Indian Americans in the growth of US has been recognized by the US leadership. India has been granted a major defense partner status. US has supported India for the permanent member of the Security Council. Last year, we held the first 2+2 dialogue. There's a lot of cooperation going on in the high technology trade. So you see, there is plenty of action which is happening on India-US bilateral relationship. And whatever issues exist are there, I think they will be appropriately discussed between the two sides. On specific issues on H-1B visa, you see, there's no report as such, and there is no official, US official who has come up with this statement. It is a source-based report. Normally, I do not react to source-based reports. We have not heard anything officially from the US government on this matter. We remain engaged with the US administration. We remain engaged with the Congress on this issue. We have emphasized time and again at all our high-level interactions the contribution of Indian professional, Indian skilled professional to the growth and development of the US economy. We continue to do that. So to put it very in very simple terms, the report which we have seen today in sections of the media, I think they are source-based. We have not heard anything officially from the US government. We continue to reiterate and engage with the US government on this matter. On the related issue of data localization, Parikshit, there are consultations which are taking place both within the government and also between the government and the industry. And I'm sure you must have seen a press release issued by the Commerce and Industry Ministry. I think that was earlier this week, perhaps on Monday or Tuesday. In that press release, the minister, the Commerce Minister, he mentioned that there should be a proper synergy towards realizing the full use of digital technology together with trade and investment, and also how do we balance it with our national priorities and sensitivities. What we articulated is in line with the best practices which is being followed globally. We are engaged with the US. We will remain engaged with the US on this matter and see how we can dispel any misconception on data localization which they might have.